I do not carry a ladder anymore in my trunk. I don't feel like I need it. There are times I'm still going to probably need to get up in an attic. I think there's other ways to accomplish that.
Originating from deep inside the Rocky Mountains, transported through the power of the internet, and arriving inside your tiny earbuds. It's the Appraiser Coach Podcast.
Minisode.
Welcome to the Appraiser Coach Podcast. Dustin Harris, your humble host, hanging out with you once again for a quick mini-sode. Want to pause and remind you that we're sponsored by Spark for Appraisers. It'll help you to save time and money. Spark4appraisers.com, Spark4appraisers.com. All right, folks, a long time ago, I did a YouTube video. So I think it might have been my first YouTube video. I really do. I can't remember one that I did previous to this. This was probably going on 10 years ago. Where I was standing in a closet. I still remember the house that I was in. It was a vacant house, so it was a prime opportunity to do a training video. And it was just as I was starting out as the appraiser coach, and I was showing my extension ladder. Again, I still remember the house. I still remember where I was. It was back when isn't that weird how we remember that thing? I don't know about you, but driving around with my kids, I'll see a house. And I'll go, I appraised that house one. They're tired of me saying that, which I don't blame them. It's annoying, but I can remember sometimes the color of carpet inside a house, if it was unusual anyway. The layout, various things about the inspection. 10 years later, I can remember some of those things, and I certainly couldn't remember the outfit that my wife was wearing on our first date. Don't tell her that. But that's the case. But anyway, back to the story. About 10 years ago, give or take, I did a video on my extension ladder, and it was for the benefit of appraisers to say, hey, you might want to consider this. I saw, there was a lot of posts from individuals saying, hey, what's the best ladder to carry? How do you carry a ladder if you drive a car and not a truck? I don't have a rack on the top of my truck to keep a ladder. And I showed an extension ladder that holds about 250 pounds. That folds down into about a maybe 2.5 foot tall, a little heavy. It wasn't light at all, but I can carry it in the trunk of my car, and I've carried that ladder for many years. I've gained a few pounds. I'm still not over that threshold, but that video was shot a very long time ago. Well, folks, I want to tell you today that I have stopped carrying a ladder with me. That's right. I no longer carry a ladder as an appraiser. And when we get back from the break, I want to tell you why you shouldn't either. Want to pause here and remind you that we're sponsored by a great company out there. Brandon, Kyle, Spark for Appraisers, folks. If you've not heard of it, you need to check them out. It's the way that you can save time on your appraisal report. Now, we're all looking to save time on our appraisal reports, right? That time saved saves you money, and this program will take the data that you've chosen. It doesn't choose the data for you. That's a misconception out there. You choose the data and you tell it to put it in the report, and I'm telling you folks, it is absolutely fantastic the way that works. It's all that we talk about here, efficiencies, using technology to help you to be better. It's spark4appraisers.com. Again, spark4appraisers.com. All right, folks, welcome back to the program. Dustin Harris hanging out once again in the podcast chair. If you have not joined us on YouTube, I highly recommend that you do so. You can see this episode and all of my episodes recently, and from now till forever. I hope we don't ever leave that platform. Unless, of course, there's a reason to do so. But if you want to kind of see what happens behind the scenes, little different camera angles that we're able to do. It's kind of fun just to hang out in that way. So I encourage you to check us out, subscribe to the channel. Just have to go to YouTube and just type in The Appraiser Coach. There's only one of me. You'll find it. Trust me. I promise it'll be there. And that hopefully will benefit your life a little bit more than just the audio version. All right, folks, we're talking today about we're talking about ladders. We're talking about attic inspection. Why have I carried a ladder forever? Same reason you do, right? It's those one-off VAs or FHAs that we have to do an inspection up in the attic. Folks, as you all know, there's some changes that were made just recently, and as of the 18th of April of 2023, in my opinion, that's all gone away. Now, I know some of you could get on and argue and say, well, Dustin, we still need a ladder for this. We still need a ladder for that. Folks, I'm telling you, the benefit of having a ladder in my car versus not, I just don't see it anymore. I took the ladder out of my car on April 18th, and I don't ever see myself putting it back. Now, to be fair, are there times that you need to peek up in the attic? Absolutely. If that is the case, I just rely upon the homeowner at this point, right? Whoever's there at the inspection, 9 times out of 10, I don't get the ladder out of my car anyway. For years, even though I've been doing FHA inspections for a very long time, for years, I have, as part of the scheduling process, I have asked that my assistant who schedules the appointments ask the homeowner or ask the contact to make sure that the attic is open, that the crawl space is open, that there is a ladder set up, that it's safe, that the appraiser can get up there and get a quick view of what's up in the attic. We've been doing that for a very, very long time, meaning even though I've been carrying a ladder around with me for a while, I have not been using it. That's just the fact. I just hardly ever pull it out of my car. And with the changes to the 4000.1, the HUD requirements, I just no longer see that standard even being there. Now, you can do whatever you want with this, and I'm going to paraphrase it. I don't have it in front of me, but you all know the changes with the HUD to 4000.1. Specifically saying that, attic and crawl space inspections are no longer mandatory. And I think the verbiage is something to the effect of, like it's been with VA for a long time, that if it is, readily accessible, easily accessible, something like that, then we should still do it. Well, again, your definition of readily accessible might be different than my definition of readily accessible. I tend to take the extreme version simply because I look at the spirit of the law more than the letter of the law. The spirit of the law is, how much am I going to gain to put a ladder up there, move insulation, that kind of. In fact, I specifically think that the new guideline from FHA, from HUD, is that we are not required to disturb insulation. Well, I got a question for you. When was the last time you opened up one of those scuttles and didn't disturb insulation? I mean, come on. Have you literally never opened one of those things and not had insulation fall down on your face, on your head? I remember years ago, I was at a vacant house. Again, I still remember where it's at. I still remember the color of the house. I still remember exactly what the room was like. It was a little mud room in the back, and the homeowners were not at home, but they gave us permission to go in anyway. And so we did. I did. And it was an FHA, and I needed to get up in the attic, and I put my ladder up there, and I opened up the scuttle, and down fell, just gobs and gobs of insulation down my neck, all over my head, all over my shirt. It was just, you've all been there, right? It was nasty. And then you add to that I realized that it was chock full of mouse droppings. Yeah, all over my head, all over the back of my neck. Let's just say that I went home immediately and showered 3 times. Not fun. But the point is, I don't know of a time that I personally have done an attic inspection where I've had to move the scuttle and I've not, quote unquote, disturbed insulation. So there it is, folks. You can do with this what you wish. Do I wish there were some other changes to FHA, like, oh, I don't know, let me send my trainee out to do an inspection? Hello, HUD, come on, wake up. Others have jumped on board with that. Why can't you? There were some, comp photos, original comp photos. Come on, really? Is that necessary all the time? You know how I feel on comp photos. The point is this, folks. The point is this. Very simple. I do not carry a ladder anymore in my trunk. I don't feel like I need it. There are times I'm still going to probably need to get up in an attic. I think there's other ways to accomplish that. And there you go. That's my feeling for this quick mini-sode. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining us on YouTube. Thank you for joining us at the All-Star Team, where we talk about this kind of thing and more. You can find out more by going to theappraisercoach.com and checking out our memberships. Again, theappraisercoach.com.
You've been listening to the Appraiser Coach podcast with Dustin Harris. If you like what you hear, please give us a 5-star rating and post a short review on iTunes. For more in-depth insider information on how you can make more money as a real estate appraiser, visit theappraisercoach.com and sign up for the All-Star Team today. Thanks for joining us. And now, get out there and create some value.